Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum. We continue bi'iznillahi ta'ala our overview of the book Zukhruf al Qawl by Shaykh Fahd al-Ajlan and Abdullah al-Ujairi. Article number 16 is titled No Priesthood in Islam, La Kahanut fil Islam. So this is their slogan, famous slogan, that there's no priesthood in Islam. There's no special group that has a special privilege or status to interpret Islam. Scholars have minds, and we also have minds. It's open to all to think, to discuss, to debate, and to interpret. They say Islam is for all, and so every Muslim has the right to speak about Islam. Islam is democratic and open to all, and it is for all. This is the slogan. What do we say? We say that your slogan, your claim, it needs unpacking. It's got elements of truth in it, and it also has elements of falsehood in it. If you mean no special priesthood, no special group of people that have a God-given birthright because of their family or because of their race, etc., then yes, we agree. We don't have any special status or privileged group like that in Al-Islam, and only they can interpret Al-Islam. We don't have that. We don't have like the Pope or a group of people who claim to be God's representatives on earth, etc. If you mean Islam is open to all and all have access to study, all have access to knowledge, all have access to learning and becoming scholars and becoming experts, and that door is open to all, then definitely we agree on that. If you mean speaking about the fundamentals of Islam, the daruriyat of Islam, those matters that every Muslim should know about, and so you talk about these matters, you mention it to the non-Muslim, etc., no debate here, no problem there at all. But if what you mean is that Tom, Dick, Salman, Fatima and Fatima's neighbor, they have the right of interpretation in the finer matters of the Shariah without the necessary qualifications or study, then absolutely not. If you want to negate the importance of knowledge, if you want to negate the importance of study, and then Islam becomes cheap and free for all, then this is something that we absolutely reject. What's the point of Allah stating in the noble Quran, فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ ذِكْرِ إِن كُنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ? Ask the people of knowledge if you don't know. If everybody is free to just speak about whatever they want in terms of the deen, then why is Allah ordering us to ask the people of knowledge? No, rather it should be speak. You can talk, you can be a jahil, and you can speak about the deen. But rather Allah has ordered us to ask the people of knowledge. In every field, you have specialists and you have non-specialists. The non-specialists, they seek the informed opinion of the specialists. This is basic logic. You are not a doctor. You are not a surgeon. You go to the doctor. You go to the surgeon. You go to the plumber, the person who is knowledgeable with regards to that field. In fact, try it out in other fields. Why is it that Islam is so cheap that anyone and everyone can just speak about the ahkam and the rules, etc., etc.? Try it out in other fields. Maybe let's take the plumber and let him talk about international politics. Let's take the doctor and let him teach and talk about computer programming and artificial intelligence. Let's take the lawyer and let him discuss and talk about town planning, etc. Will we allow this? No, we will not allow this. So why is it allowed when it comes to the matters of Islam? Look at the Khawarij. The Khawarij, they went to war with many of the Sahaba. They killed some of the Sahaba, etc. They felt that they understood the religion better than the Sahaba. They were well versed in the Arabic language and they fell into misguidance. If they were well versed in the Arabic language and they fell into misguidance, how much easier it is for Muhammad, Salman, Ilyas and Fatima to fall into misguidance when they can't even recite Surah Al-Fatiha correctly, they cannot distinguish between the Am and the Khas, etc. And they want to interpret the Deen, the Quran and the Sunnah in 2023? How much faster they will fall into misguidance. The duty of the jahil, the one who does not know, is either one of two things. Either he goes and he learns and he studies and he seeks the knowledge, or he goes and just asks for the answer from the people of ilm, from the people of knowledge. You also find sometimes they pull out the no priesthood in Islam card to negate the special status of the Sahaba. They feel the interpretation of the Sahaba is a barrier for them. And so they would then come along and say, well, the Sahaba were men, they were men, and we are men, and we both have the right of interpretation. We respond to them and we say, no, no, no. Even if we had no evidence from the Quran and the Sunnah with regards to the virtue and the status of the Sahaba and the status of their understanding, etc., even if we didn't have any evidence, it would still be the logical conclusion to follow the understanding of the Sahaba. Why? Because they were there. They were there with the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They had first-hand knowledge with regards to the Quran and the Sunnah, because Allah chose them to be the companions of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah chose them, just like how Allah chose the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah chose these companions of His for them to make His suhbah, for Him to make their suhbah. Number 3, that they were experts in the Arabic language, not you today in 2023, etc. They were the experts in the Arabic language, the pure Arabic language. Number 4, that they went through the prophetic madrasa. Their teacher was the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Number 5, that there's so many evidences in the Quran and the Sunnah praising them, elevating their status, etc. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with them. وَالسَّابِقُونَ الْأَوَّلُونَ مِنَ الْمُهَاجِرِينَ وَالْأَنصَارِ رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُمْ وَرَضُوا عَنْهُ. Allah is pleased with them, they are pleased with Allah. خَيْرُ النَّاسِ قَرْنِي. The best of people is my generation, my people here. Hadith in Bukhari and in Muslim. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam also stated that people will divide into different sects, etc. And then he said the saved group will be those who are ma ana alayhi wa ashabi, those who are upon what the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was upon and his companions. We have been ordered to follow the Sahaba. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states in the noble Quran, وَمَن يُشَاقِقِ الرَّسُولَ مِن بَعْدِ مَا تَبَيَّنَ لَهُ الْهُدَى وَيَتَّبِعْ غَيْرَ سَبِيلِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. That those who follow a way other than the way of the believers. Who are the believers with the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam? The Sahaba. So the ones who follow a way other than the way of the Sahaba, then they are incorrect. Also, the one who states that the understanding of the Sahaba doesn't really carry any special status or weight. This means that the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was unsuccessful in his tarbiyah of the Sahaba. I mean, if they don't carry any special weight, their understanding carries no weight, then the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, 23 years with them being in his madrasa, he was unsuccessful, because they were men and we are men and we are all equal. The answer is absolutely not. Indirectly, you are criticizing the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You are finding fault. He was unsuccessful. Allahu musta'an. Ya Abdullah, Ya Amat Allah. When we mean the faham of the Sahaba, the understanding of the Sahaba, what do we mean by this? Do we mean that every single fiqh mas'ala, every single matter, every opinion of the Sahaba? The answer is no. They differed amongst themselves. So what are we talking about? What type of understanding of the Sahaba we are supposed to abide by? What we mean by this is the ijma' of the Sahaba. So if all of the Sahaba agreed upon something, then we should also abide by that. We have to abide by that. And also it means that we hold on to their methodology of interpretation, the methodology of hermeneutics. We abide by that. Walhamdulillah.